There's this urban legend in my town. A tiny coastal town of 1700. It originated about 10 years ago, and no one knew how or why, seeing as it's so unbelievable and odd that no one would realistically believe it. But at the same time, it's unsettling and puts a deep heaviness in your gut. Like some part of you thinks maybe this could be true. But the rational side of you always wins. It's the kind of story 12-year-olds tell in their living rooms at slumber parties, and everyone nervously laughs at the conclusion. But I'm writing this to tell you that it's true. I first heard the story when I was in 7th grade at an old friend's birthday party. Her cool older sister had come in for the ghost stories and told us one that stemmed from our hometown. There's this house that everyone knows about. Not because the house itself is scary, but the people inside. It's inhabited by this older couple, a man and a woman, maybe in their 60s. They are rarely seen outside of that neighborhood, a neighborhood everyone knows and frequently goes through, seeing as it's the middle of town. The couple will walk around the neighborhood every night at 8 p.m. on the dot. They exit their house and stroll around the neighborhood. They drive their expensive white SUV around. But, interestingly enough, no one ever sees them at the grocery store or anywhere else. They dress like people in their 60s do. They walk normally, but everyone, even dogs, avoid them. Like there's some primal instinct to not go near those people. And if you look, and if you're in their direct line of sight, or pay too much attention to them, it's likely they will lock their eyes directly underneath your skin. It's not the glare of a human being, is what she said. And they have these dogs at their house. There have to be at least 20 of them by the sound of their barking. Some of our parents complain sometimes, saying something about breeders. But we never see these dogs. The couple has this big fenced yard that you can see into, but you never see any dogs. You only hear them barking all the time, all of them, or only a few, always. I swear if someone passes too close, either walking or biking, they stop. That is the only time they really truly stop barking. Do normal dogs do that? It's the weirdest, most unnatural thing. But the story really started in the summer of 2008. A teenager named Ethan Ellery, who worked at a convenience store, went missing. It was one of the biggest things that ever happened to our town. Everyone was hyper vigilant, keeping extra track of their kids and constantly looking for updates. I was 8 then, and I remember my mom and some of her friends speaking in hushed voices whenever they could about poor Ethan. Eventually, the cops decided that he had probably run away, seeing as his home life wasn't the best, from what I heard at least. They closed the case and never found him. But you know what I remember from that time? For 2 weeks after Ethan went missing, those dogs were quiet. They didn't bark for 2 weeks. I remember we would stand at the end of the street, about 10 houses down, where you could hear the barking, and walk down to where we were in front of the house. Not one bark. Some adults made excuses whenever the kids brought it up. They're on vacation, or maybe they're just tired, or I'm glad for some peace and quiet, and they never questioned it. The couple walked in their eerie way every 3 days. They never answered the door. They never said hello or did anything but throw that unsettling glare at whoever was around. It happened again in 2010, this time in the fall. Donna Perez Dawson went missing. She was 21, from the poorer part of town, and worked at a dentist office. With no apparent connection to Ethan, they treated her case completely different and assumed that she left the town without warning too. Anyone who knew Donna knew that she wanted to skip town at the first chance. But for those 2 weeks, those dogs were quiet. Those dogs didn't make one peep. Do you not think that that was super sketchy? What was with these people? They just did their creepo thing. And then it happened again and again. 2014, Zion Hoover, teenage lacrosse player. 2015, Lizzie Cargan, 25-year-old office employee. No connections, different races, different ages, different hobbies, different parts of town. 2017, Hannah Morgan, a friend of mine. See, here's the problem. Here's where it gets really tricky. My friends and I all believed something is wrong with those people. Something is wrong with those dogs. And 3 nights ago, 6 days after Hannah went missing, 3 nights of absolute buzzing, sinister silence, my friends Miles and Jenny decided that they were going to confront those creeps. They disappeared too. Oh God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe I did this. I came and immediately sat down to write this after because I know no one else will believe me and I don't know what else to do. Oh God, okay. Around 5 p.m. today, I was with 3 of my friends, Jenny, Miles, and Hannah's sister Lillian. Lillian was upset, understandably. We were sitting in the Morrigan's basement and venting our frustrations. Eventually, it clicked for all of us, those people in the barking house. They were behind this. They had to be. The dogs going quiet only after those people disappeared. God, that could not be a coincidence, right? So we hatched a plan. Jenny and Miles would go talk to them. Jenny said, if those people really had anything to do with Hannah, and the cops aren't investigating, I think we have the right to go and see if they know what happened to our friends. Everyone was in agreement, including me. Damn it, I should have never agreed. At 5:08, Miles and Jenny walked the 2 blocks down to the barking house. They continuously texted Lillian and I updates, letting us know where they were. It was gut-wrenching, not knowing what was happening. And I was a wuss and wouldn't go with them. I had to wait at the Morrigan's house for texts from my friends. 25 minutes had passed, and it felt like days. Miles and Jenny finally bust through the door wide-eyed and sweaty. While we were waiting, we were joined by a few more friends, all gathered in the basement. Jenny and Miles finally caught their breath and pulled out one of their phones. They pulled up a video. And the 7 friends that were now here crowded around to watch. Me, Lillian, Miles, Jenny, Abby, Tyson, and Gabe. At first it was shaky, like the person holding the phone was walking quickly and hiding the phone. A porch cleared up on the screen. The barking house's porch. Miles stepped up and knocked hard on the door. After a few heartbeats later, it opened a crack. And there was a screen door in front of the wooden door. And holy crap, it was so much darker than a regular door. You could see the vague shape of a person inside. And Miles explained why they were there. The inhabitant opened the door more. Dark and obscured, but wrong. The air in the room tightened. My friends felt it too. They saw it too. That could not be a person. It looked a lot like a person, but wrong, you know? It was the woman, average height, a little heavy, spray tanned. But she just... I don't even know how to explain it. She just looked wrong. Her skin looked too tight but too loose at the same time. Almost like the skin wasn't meant for her, you know? Her hair was dead. A dull sheen, and something about her posture, it was just unnatural. It didn't seem real. She looked almost like a puppet or wax figure. Not a human being, but something that could pass for one. But before the camera could get a really good look, or my friends could get any real answers, the woman backed into the shadows, not even shutting the door. How weird is that? God, I don't understand how no one picked up on this. They put the camera away and we all looked at each other. Tension tangible in the air and fear in all of our eyes. We wish that we told our parents. I wish we had told the police. I wish we had done something other than just go home and stew in our unsettling gut feelings. We were so stupid, so stupid. And I never should have gone back to that house. At 9:30ish, our group chat started to light up. It had been going for a while with Hannah and all. But this was different. Lillian couldn't get a hold of Jenny or Miles. We were starting to get scared. Tyson texted their moms. Their moms thought that they were with us, so we decided to do something. Like the stupid idiot teenagers we are. Gabe and I were closest, so we got on our bikes and rode past their houses. Their room windows were open. The lights, I want to say half out. I think it's just their lamps. Like the ceiling lights went out or something. It gave me a queasy feeling, worse than before. So, like a stupid idiot, I told Gabe to go home. And I went past the barking house. By myself. It was quiet. It was so quiet. The white, expensive SUV was gone. I didn't think. I dropped my bike at the front of the porch. And I freaking went inside. God, it was so stupid. It was so dark inside. And the air, I swear it buzzed. And the smell, about 3 feet into the door, the smell hit me. It was so thick and dead. I don't want to describe it. It was like nothing I have ever smelled, and it stuck into my senses forever. I pulled out my phone and flipped the flashlight on, and oh God. They weren't dogs. They were never dogs. They were the size of dogs, but they weren't dogs. They had thick scales and weird prickly hairs. They had flat faces. Just looking at them made me feel in my bones that I was not supposed to be here. There were dozens of them, dozens, all scrambling around like they didn't like the light, and they buzzed. They didn't make any noise, they just vibrated. And on the floor, I think this is why they were quiet for a while. I think they were eating. Carcasses. Everywhere. Squirrels, rats, possums, cats, a sheep, and... oh God. Skeletons. Human skeletons. And not just skeletons. I pulled my eyes up as fast as I could and locked onto the freaking mirror. But not the mirror, the reflection. It was the man. He was looking at me. He was looking at me, and I swear on every bone in my body, those eyes were not human. Just as I realized, I booked the hell out of that house. I just ran. I pulled my bike up and flew home. I know what happened to my friends. I know what happened to those people. I know that those people are not people. I just had to get home. I had to get away. I had to get home. I made it home sweating and terrified and covered in that stench. I showered the smell off. Now I'm writing this at 10:57 p.m. I'm telling you the legend of the barking house is true. Ethan Ellery, Donna Perez Dawson, Zion Hoover, Lizzie Cargan, and Hannah Morrigan, Miles Randolph, and Jenny Reno Hardit. This is what happened to them. Please believe me. because I might be next. Ghouls, I hope you enjoyed this creepy story. I really like narrating it. I got really into it. I don't know if you could tell, but I got super into it. I really liked it. It was really interesting. I couldn't stop reading it, and I got so into it, man. But I hope you ghouls really liked it. Question of the day. What's your favorite number? Let's go with that. What's your favorite number? My favorite number, I think, would be 910. It's weird, but it's my favorite number. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite number is. And as always, ghouls, my last video is on the top left. The next video will be on the bottom left. All my social medias are on the screen, as well as in the description box below. And remember, there's always someone or something watching you.